In today's episode, we'll be exposing 3 chilling tales of deception and greed. First, we unravel the intricate web spun by Nigerian fraudsters who masterminded a $50 million business email compromise scheme, leaving victims across the US devastated. Next, we head to Uyo, where a forex broker faces charges of a staggering 2 billion naira scam that left investors high and dry. Finally, we expose the horrifying sextortion scam that led to the extradition of 2 men from Nigeria to the United States, accused of driving a young man to his tragic end. Stay tuned as we uncover how these criminals operated and the justice that awaits them. In a world where every email could be a trap, a group of Nigerian fraudsters managed to steal over $50 million from victims across the United States. Meet Animashaun Adebo, Idowu Ademoroti, Marvelous Eboigbe, and Nelson Ojeriaki. These men were the masterminds behind a series of business email compromise (BEC) that wreaked havoc on a global scale. BEC is a type of fraud where scammers gain access to a company's email system, often through phishing or malware. They then monitor the email traffic to understand how the company works. At the right moment, they would send a fake email posing as a trusted executive, instructing the victim to wire funds to a different bank account. In July 2021, a home buyer in Brooklyn received an email instructing him to wire $450,000. Unbeknownst to him, the email was fake and the money ended up in Ademoroti's account. Another victim wired $1.3 million for construction equipment to a fraudulent account controlled by the scammers. In another case, a veterinary clinic worker was tricked into sending pharmaceutical payments to a wrong account, resulting in losses of $1.5 million. A title insurance company in California was also duped into wiring $3.9 million to a fake escrow account. This money, like others, was funneled through various accounts and converted to Naira. Eventually, these men have been arrested. Now, they are facing a combined sentence of over 100 years in jail. In Uyo, the capital of Akwa Ibom State in Nigeria, one Rufus John Isip, a self-proclaimed forex broker, had been dragged to court for an alleged 2 billion naira fraud. How did this happen? The case against John began with a petition from one of his victims. The victim claimed that John lured him into investing in an online trading platform, promising huge profits with a minimum investment of $100,000. The victim, trusting John, not only invested his own money, but also convinced other investors and companies to join. However, when the time came to reap the promised profits, John vanished. Now, Rufus John Isip, along with his company, ITM IT Resources Limited, face an 8-count charge which includes fraudulent conversion, money laundering, and obtaining by false pretense. The total amount involved is a staggering 2 billion naira. He pleaded not guilty to the charges, but the judge has ordered him to be held in EFCC custody until his trial, which starts in October 14, 2024. Please always do your research before investing your hard-earned money into any platform. Finally, 2 men were extradited from Nigeria to the United States last week for sexual extortion scam and murder. Imole Ayo Samuel Aino and Samuel Olasukomi Abiodun allegedly used cyber stalking, threats, and blackmail to extort their victims, who were mostly underage teenagers. Sextortion is a serious crime that occurs when someone threatens to expose explicit pictures of their victims if money is not paid, much like a blackmail. Aino and Abiodun applied so much pressure on their victims, ultimately causing one young man to take his own life. With the joint effort of the United States and Nigerian authorities, these men were arrested in Nigeria and extradited back to the United States. Now, the charges against Samuel Aino are serious, including cyber stalking, interstate threats to injure reputation, and receiving proceeds from extortion. Both he and Abiodun are facing charges of wire fraud and money laundering conspiracy. If convicted, Aino faces a maximum possible sentence of life imprisonment, while Abiodun is looking at 40 years in prison. And that's a wrap on today's deep dive into the dark world of online scams and cybercrime. Whether it's BEC scams draining millions, fraudulent investment schemes, or heinous sextortion plots, the consequences are real and devastating. Remember, always stay vigilant and protect yourself from falling prey to these scams. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true crime stories. Until next time, stay safe.